In Bosnia, that's like a white Muslim nation. That was definitely much more liberalized. People would have a few beers.
That's because of communism.
Yeah, it was much more, much more left. But the answer is, there's zero requirement to have your face covered. It is an obligation to have your hair covered, but that doesn't mean you can force her to do it. That is not the truth. The Quran says there is no
compulsion in religion. Chapter 256. For the truth stands out from falsehood, like light from dark. You don't need to force people. What good is faith if you force it on someone? It's not faith. That's oppression.
The first thing you do in Islam, before you pray, before you clean yourself, before you give to charity, before you go on a podcast, you make intention. You have to lock in that intention, or you could be saying the best thing in the world, or it doesn't count.
That doesn't mean that there wasn't rulers and sultans and whatever. Same thing on the Christian side. If you look at the history, dude, you literally couldn't even argue that we were way more tolerant, especially with the Jews. In Europe, they were massacred, burned at the stake, right? But getting back to the girl thing, the reason some of these governments, remember, and in my opinion, there's no country operating by Sharia law in the whole world because that's still open to interpretation. And some are harsher, some are not. But when we look at the first 4 leaders of the Muslims, because that's the golden age, what happened during that time, you go read about their lives and how they treated their citizens, that'll shock you. That's why everyone emulated the Muslims. That's why at that time they wanted to be like them. But forcing people to convert, it's not allowed in Islam. It might have happened here and there. It didn't happen on the scale of Christianity. My friend, Muslims controlled Spain for 500 years. It's still the most Catholic country in the world. The Ottoman Empire went all the way up to Russia. Greece was under them. Greece is still Orthodox Christian today. But where did the Christians go? Where did they remain what they were before? Look at the New World. They estimate between 200 and 500 million people lost their lives from the first European boat that came here. Nothing remained of them. Their language didn't remain. Their names, your name's Hernandez. They were your owners is what it meant. So are they being fair to the actual facts of history?
Right.
They try to make it seem like the Moors invaded Spain. Well, actually, I dare you to go study the history. It was the Goth kingdom. It wasn't even called Spain. They were having a battle amongst themselves, and half of them said, why don't you guys come? And then what formed after that, once they won, with the help of the Moors, half the kingdom wanted the other half to not be the rulers. Look it up. United it, right? They had a golden age, dude. It was the only place in Europe where Muslims, Christians, and Jews lived together. Jews found safety there. There was a golden age with science. This is all suppressed history that I had to learn. I thought I knew shit when I finished college in America. I didn't learn shit. And bro, it was amazing.
For Columbus.
Yeah, and it was amazing. Like that was called Andalusia. Read the history of Andalusia. Read about how the Jews lived under these lands. We always provided them refuge. Then the Inquisitions, oh, you're a Jew? And they want to say Judeo-Christian. You show me what decade that it was ever Judeo-Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a joke.
And maybe some of them, never forgot. Maybe they want revenge, bro.
Wait, but to even finish, I'm sorry to go back, but